Hi guys, it's Naveen. We're here and we've traveled to Colorado to ride this train, the Durango and Silverton narrow gauge. It's currently 7:50 in the morning and we're here in Durango about to get on the train to head into Silverton. The Durango and Silverton is a narrow gauge line which is used to help climb mountains easier. We are going to be heading up and down a couple of mountains, so they've decided to use narrow gauge tracks instead of standard gauge like we normally ride on with Amtrak. We just left the station in Durango and we're currently going through Durango, heading towards the mountains, towards Silverton. Some really beautiful views out of the window. This is the first time I've ever been on an actual steam locomotive, so I'm really excited. Silverton narrow gauge line was built in the early 1880s as a way to transport tools to mining camps in Silverton and minerals to Durango. After the Great Depression and the Second World War, mineral prices fell and the railroad fell into misuse as there was no longer a need to transport tools and minerals to and from Durango and Silverton. So the people in charge needed to find something else to do with this rail line. Luckily, Hollywood came to town and several big movies were filmed on the Durango and Silverton line, and after that, tourism followed. Then in the 1980s, a citrus farmer from Florida bought the railroad for $2.2 million and upgraded everything and made the railroad as it is today. Since the 1990s, over 200,000 people have visited the railroad each year, and I can understand that because it's a super scenic railroad and it has an incredible history. The 7 locomotives were built in the early 1920s, and every 10 years they are taken apart and rebuilt as to keep them in working order. We stopped to get some water from a water tank. We need this water so that we can A, have safety measures, B, the engineer will spray the tender so that the coal dust will stay down and not come into our faces, and C, so that we can help to maintain the steam, to maintain steam pressure in the pistons. just arrived in Silverton, and this is our locomotive. It's a Baldwin steam locomotive, and it has taken us from Durango all the way to Silverton, where we are now. It is a steam locomotive, unlike the Amtrak locomotives we normally take, and it went right up to the edge of the tracks, and there's no buffer, so yeah.
Hold on, Austin, Alpine. Work on Seattle, too.
In the morning, the train goes from Durango to Silverton, and that's a trip that takes about 3.5 hours. And then once you're in Silverton, you will stay there for about an hour and a half, and then you will get back on the train to go back to Durango. We are currently on the train. We just left Silverton, and we almost got stuck in Silverton. We were looking at some stores, and then we realized we had 5 minutes until the train was going to leave. So we were there running across town, trying to get back on the train. We made it, but with like 2 minutes to spare. I'd like to tell you a little bit about each train car. This is the vintage coach. It is the standard class. It features comfortable seats, a nice temperature, opening windows, storage racks, and 2 restrooms in the back. This is the wheelchair accessible combine car. Combine cars are train cars that are half for baggage and half for passengers. But this one has been remodeled so that the baggage door is now a wheelchair accessible door. At the train stations, they have a wheelchair lift that they bring up to the train, and you will get your wheelchair on the lift and it'll lift you up, and then you can go into the train car. And the same at Silverton. This is the open-air observation gondola. This is a train car that features no windows, just a gondola car, some poles, and the roof. It features seats that are facing towards the outside, and it is completely open air. So if you're taking this train during the spring, winter, or fall, please bring a jacket. That is the narration class car. It is basically the vintage car, but with narration from crew members. And we are not allowed to go in there because we don't have tickets. But behind the narration car are the premium cars, which is like the first class. This is the concessions car. This is where you will go to buy drinks and snacks. And if you come here, you might want to consider looking at buying the reusable souvenir cup. If you buy it for $9, you can fill it with a drink, and then you get free refills for the rest of the trip. And if you bring the mug back for your next trip on the Durango and Silverton, you will get refills for $1.
was approximately 3.5 hours each way, and I enjoyed all of it. It was very fun, and I would definitely do it again if I have the chance.